Hi, this video will describe how to update the icon font in CRS Framework using a SVG icon set provided to us by the designers. So the first step in this process is go to CRS Framework. At the root level we have a resources folder. Inside there we have the fonts which contain the icon fonts and the SVGs, the raw SVGs used in that process. So the first step that I'm going to follow is to open an explorer to the SVGs. I'm going to select all of them and delete them. The reason I'm deleting them is I want to see what changes are occurring. So you'll need to go and get an approved list of icons. For that, I've got a OneDrive share that's been shared with me by the designers. I'm just going to copy this set. So I'm going to copy it from the provided share through to PragmaDev CRS Framework Resources SVG. Paste that in there. And then I'm going to check Git to see what sort of changes are occurring. And you'll see in this case, designers have added quite a few icons, but I can see there's no modifications and no deletions and no renames. So just check for that. Got to be careful of renames because it'll affect the ligatures that we use in the font, icon font. And obviously just watch for deletions that don't make sense, and also renames. We need to make sure that the icons that we receive have got to follow a good naming convention. Okay, so once that step is done, what we can do is head over to IcoMoon. It's a web app to create the icon font. So I can just go there. You can pause this video and look at the URL if you like. So for most of you, this page will load with a set in here. Just click on the hamburger menu on the right and click remove set until you get to this state where there's no sets loaded. Make sure you're on the selection page. You might land on this page, so just click on the selection page, then do that removal. So also make sure you're on the select tool is selected. Don't worry about this CRS Framework at the top here. And then click import icons. Now make sure you import from PragmaDev CRS Framework Resources SVG where we pasted those icons. Import all of these icons. Okay, so I can see I've got a set that's imported now. First thing to do is to go and rename that set to, you click on edit metadata here, and then you'll be calling it CRS Framework, like that. The other thing to check is to make sure there's no colors appearing here. If you see colors appearing here, on the top right here, that means the designers have put colors into the icons, which is not correct, and then you need to go and get them to fix that. Also just do a spot check to see that there's no strange duplicates or odd very similar icons, and just check for generally the quality of the set that you're receiving. Should be of a high quality. So, okay, then the next step, once we've imported all these icons, I'm just going to select all of them. There's a select all option in the hamburger menu. Make sure all are selected. Then I'm going to go across to generate font here at the bottom. Make sure the FI is selected, show ligatures. I've turned off the show the codes. I believe the codes will cause more churn than their value provided. Ligatures are more consistent. They should remain the same, provided the icons names remain the same. Then you'll see that the ligatures are empty at this stage. Now the way to set them up is not to go and type all of them. Just click on this option here and reset, and then go to reset ligatures and say use names, and then click reset ligatures, and you'll see the ligature matches the icon's name. Once you have done that, we can then go ahead and click download font. You'll get a zip file of the font, but I'm just going to head back to selection. I also want to get the definition of this collection to save. So I click on download JSON. So we have two files. We have seriframework.json and the zip file. So now when I head into my downloads location, I'm just going to delete this old Cirrus framework that I have. Okay. It's also going to delete these couple of things here. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is extract this. It gives you a directory that contains a demo of these fonts that you've created and the demo files. But I'm just going to go straight into the fonts. Take the font files. I'm going to cut those. Well, let me just copy them actually. I'm going to copy those. And then I'm going to head into Cirrus Framework. Now, I'm going to head into the resources fonts icons. You'll see that's where the icon fonts actually exist. So I'm going to click paste there. And then overwrite all. You'll see that those have been replaced. If you can confirm that in Git here, you'll see that they have now been replaced. So, okay, then I also want to save the updated definition file. So I'm going to go and get that again in my downloads. I'm just going to, I already had one, so I'm just going to take this one off the end here. And then I'm going to copy that into there. So now I have Cirrus Framework, and if I look at the modification, we'll see it'll change the order on the selection, but you don't need to worry about that. What you do need to look at is for obviously new icons. We expect new icons because we're adding in this case. This is all the selection section. Further down, you'll see the actual path data of the icons that are being added. Just do a spot check of this file. Again, you should have checked this earlier, but make sure there's no colors. There shouldn't be any colors in this file. Okay, so we're at that point now. We've copied the icon fonts in, we've copied the definition file, we've copied the SVGs. It's all sitting ready to commit. I'm just going to create a branch with my changes. And then I'm going to say bring changes to my new branch, publish. I'm going to say update icons as the commit message here. Commit that. Okay, so my changes are committed to my remote branch on Cirrus Framework. I then would just like to test, go and make sure that what we have makes sense. So I'm just going to double click run here, runs the Caddy file server, head to my browser, go to localhost. I'm just going to close that, head over to the icons test page, and then you should see all your imported icons that are being rendered from the icon font. At this point, do a spot check to make sure that, again, that all the icons are of a high quality, the names are of a high quality. The names should be quite generic, unless it's an on-key specific thing, and there should be no duplication. Once you're happy with that, you can then create obviously a pull request in Series Framework. So we can obviously create a pull request, update icons, choose your reviewer, and you can get it in. Just an additional note, if there are icon name renames or deletions, that will obviously cause ligature impact on the ligatures. If that occurs, you'll have to notify the team and also test for the impact, obviously, so that the next person that copies the icon, the Series Framework into the client, doesn't cause unintentional bugs with the icons. So just watch for that. Make sure that you communicate if there are ligature changes. Yeah, this is the process for updating the icons. Thank you.